dealing with an education system that still fails too many of our children. We know what to do. If we invest in early childhood education, we can close the achievement gap and make sure children are prepared when they start school, which means they're more likely to finish school and improve reading scores and not drop out. We save money by that investment. I want to treat teachers with respect, not just by saying how great they are, but by showing how great they are, increasing their pay, providing them more support, working with them and not against them to raise standards in the schools. I'm impatient about an energy policy that continues to send $800 to $1 billion a day to hostile nations because of our dependence on their oil. And it's melting the polar ice caps in the bargain. Now, if we increase fuel efficiency standards on cars to 40 miles per gallon, we would save the equivalent of all the oil we import from the Persian Gulf. Imagine what that would do for our economy, for our environment, what it would do for our national security. And by the way, when I proposed this, I didn't do it in front of the Sierra Club. I went to Detroit in front of the automakers. And I have to say the room was really quiet. Nobody clapped. But that's okay, because part of what you need from the next president is somebody who's not going to just tell you what they think you want to hear, but tell you what you need to hear. He's going to tell you the truth. We need truthfulness in the Oval Office. Most of all, I do not accept that there's a conflict, a contradiction between our security and safety on the one hand and our standing in the world on the other. Those things aren't mutually exclusive. Those things are complementary. If we are respected, that will make us more safe. I will bring an end to this war during my presidency. It will be the first thing that I do. Troops home. We will initiate a new level of diplomacy, because part of what we need to do is not just end the war, but end the mindset that got us into this war. A mindset that we're seeing right now with respect to Iran. I got in an argument with Senator Clinton about this, because I said I would meet not just with our friends, but with our enemies. They said, oh, that's naive. And I have to remind people, John F. Kennedy once said, we should never negotiate out of fear, but we should never fear to negotiate. Strong countries and strong leaders are not afraid to talk to their adversaries and tell them what they think. That's how we make progress. That's how we resolve conflicts without first resorting to military options. I want to go before the world community, before the United Nations General Assembly, and say, America is back. We are ready to lead, but we are not just going to lead militarily. Yes, we're going to get out of the wrong battlefield in Iraq and take on Al-Qaeda and other terrorist organizations that are trying to do us harm, but we're also going to lead by locking down loose nuclear weapons that pose a threat to all of humanity. We're also going to lead by building schools around the world that teach math and science instead of hatred of America. We are also going to lead by dealing with things like HIV/AIDS in sub-Saharan Africa, because it's the right thing to do, but also because diseases get on planes today and they can end up in Fairfield in about 10, 12 hours. We're also going to put an end to the genocide in Darfur, because we're not a nation that turns a blind eye to slaughter. We're going to close Guantanamo. We're going to restore habeas corpus, because we're not a nation that locks people up without charging them, or ships people off in the dead of night to be tortured in other countries. That's not not who we are. That's not what America is about. I am confident in my capacity to lead this country in a new direction. That is why I'm running for the presidency. But I have to tell you, I will not be able to do it by myself. Now, I'm reminded every day of my life, by events or by my wife, that I'm not a perfect man. I will not be a perfect president, but I can promise you this. I will always tell you what I think. I will always tell you where I stand. I will be honest with you about the challenges that we face, because some of them will be substantial. I will listen to you even when we disagree. And most importantly, I want to open up the doors of our government back to you. I want you to be involved in your self-governance. That's how our government is designed. And if all of you get involved, if all of you understand what's happening in Washington, if Washington is listening to you and responding to you, then I'm confident